So when a place meant for learning turns into a stage for fear, the nation takes notice. Disturbing videos emerging from Igbinedion Education Centre have shocked Nigerians, showing acts of bullying so severe that they sparked widespread outrage. Parents, students, and concerned citizens have taken to the streets demanding accountability and action, while social media amplifies every clip, fueling national debate on the safety of children in schools. This morning we ask, how did bullying escalate to this level in a reputable school, and what must be done to protect students before more lives are harmed? Ladies, what are your general thoughts on those horrendous videos that we saw over the weekend and the reaction from the school? What do we think of that reaction? We'd also like our viewers, of course, to join the conversation on 0201-635-2013 or 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewOnTVC, and we're still streaming live on YouTube. I mean, when I saw those videos, right, there were a mix of feelings for me. Of course, the overriding one was just concern for those victims, for those children who were bullied. But as much as I was angry, I really felt sad, even for the bullies. Like, how are you as a child? Where do you get that sort of mindset? How do you feel comfortable inflicting such hurt and pain and embarrassment or humiliation on your fellow students? So for me, it was just a mix of a lot of feelings, but I'm definitely very angry and concerned for the victims.
I was very angry as well, because in my head, and I know that in many schools, especially in secondary schools, these sort of things happen, and they happen because sometimes we have believed that young people get to a certain age, they have to go through the rite of passage, where we have seniors, and the juniors look forward to being the seniors, because the seniors have a leeway to send them on errands unnecessarily. If you had gone to the boarding house, it happens, to punish them unnecessarily, anyhow that they want. And the teachers have very minimal supervision over them, because they assume that it's something that you have to go through. They've already gotten to that seniority, that's higher class. So you are still coming up, you have to sort of serve them in some way, right? And it's something that was or has been acceptable across all our secondary schools. It's just a few schools now that I know that they have found a way to say, this is not going to happen. Yes. I would have said that. Some very strong private schools that there's nothing, we know that seniority, but that seniority is in places of leadership. Students should be able to ask you to go and do this for them. It's not allowed in some schools. I know those schools. And nobody would be able to punish you because you did not come, even the prefects, they have, to the extent to which they can do. Punish, they are not even allowed to punish. They can report, put your names down, and then report to, the teachers who are supervising. So for many years, it's been a part of our culture in schools to just, as they are getting to that senior level, to just allow them. We feel like, okay, they should have some form of autonomy to handle the junior ones. So that
culture has resulted in what we're seeing today.
It's resulted to what we're seeing. And now the bullying aspect of it is, there are many schools that we have, teachers are quite overwhelmed. Okay. When they have break times, right, the teachers are trying to just take a few moments to catch their breath, because they've been teaching from one lesson to the other. And that's not the time that you have. Those days we used to have duties where teachers will parade, even during the breaks, they parade and just watch and check the classroom and see what is happening. I don't know if that's still obtainable here. And, a lot of people had blamed the parents, which is number one. But sometimes our environment can change.
Parents of the bullies.
Of the bullies, that maybe they learned it from home, maybe those ones are maltreating their housemates. And it's possible, it's also not possible, because sometimes environments can change children. You come into a school, they bully you to a certain level, you are waiting for, let me just enter SS1, I will show them. Let me just enter SS2, I will do my own back. Most times it's not even from the parents being very aggressive or fighters to get children to bully. And that's why the school, because it's happening in the school environment, the school has to take real responsibility for how they allowed it to get to that point. The number of hours those children stayed beating up another child, and no teacher, no supervisor passed to even see what was happening.
Okay, I hear you. There was something that I said, I wanted to question that a bit when you were saying this is something that has been acceptable, you know, almost like it's still acceptable. I thought that we have discussed bullying so much that it is not as acceptable as it used to be in our time, at least. You know.
So, but we were seniors in secondary school now, but we never...
No, I meant the bullying thing.
Me too, I sat down, when I saw that video, I really sat down and I was like, what's causing this bullying in schools? Why do people bully? And the only answer I could, that kept on coming to my head was, I think it comes from the home. I think there's lack of attention. Because you know now, these days, most parents are very, very busy. They don't have time for their children. So they leave their children in the hands of maids, other people to raise them. So in that aspect, you know, they don't really have that connection to understand your child and know what your child is going through is not there. So when they go to schools, they form groups. You see, this peer group, I always say this thing, peer group is a very, very critical stage in a child's life that you must look into. Because when they go to school, they form groups, and those groups are very, very important. So you see, when they come into such groups, they always have a leader. And that leader of that group, if you happen to have a leader who wants to control, who wants everything, you know, done, you know, there's always that dominating whatever in the child, then you have to question that group.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but most times, whenever such bullies happen, most times people look at the person who must have done the bully. They don't even look at the person that was bullied.
Okay.
You understand? The person that was bullied, they go through a whole lot. You understand? Because I remember there was a case that I handled some time ago when somebody was bullied. Actually, it happened to my child. And we were just sitting down, me and my husband were sitting down, we were gisting, and then the next thing we got a call. She just called, she said, Mommy, come and take me away from this school. Come and take me away from this school. Come and take me away from this school. And all of us were confused. We were like, what's going on? We called the principal, we called everybody, you know. And then they were like, okay, they will look into it, they will look into the case. And then, you know,
was she bullied or was she bullied?
She was bullied.
Okay.
You understand? It was a group of, you know, she
girls.
was in a group of girls. And then there was one girl that, you know, first of all, they said they're keeping malice with her. They said she did something
to isolate
wrong.
Her.
Yes, so they said, they even said it. They said they were going to isolate her, that she's going to go into depression. And eventually she will now commit suicide. You can imagine children.
What age are we talking about here?
This is, she was 14. Yes.
Oh.
So you can imagine how deep that thing can be. So they did that, they isolated her, you know, and she got it up to here. And then I went to the school, I spoke to her, even I had to even call all the kids, you know, the children, I spoke to them. I was like, what did she do? Did she do anything wrong for you guys to do this to her and everything? They were like, no, that's they just don't, nothing. She did not do anything that they are going to change. And they never changed. It continued, and at the same time, my daughter was having this low self-esteem. So I was really trying, you know, calling.
Okay.
I used to call once in a while, but
sure.
I now started calling.
How about the school?
More.
How did the school get involved?
The school got involved. They said they will monitor them, they will look into them. But you see, that group, you see that peer group thing, you know, is a very strong thing.
Yeah.
So there's a little to what the school can do. That's just the truth. So I kept on calling to follow up and everything, and she kept on complaining, and then I realized that it was becoming worse because she herself, she was not doing very well with it.
Okay.
I had to take a drastic step, which was what? I moved her out of the school.
Simple.
Just removed her from that circle.
Thank you for doing that. I'm happy that that's how that ended.
So we most times only talk about the person that did the bully, but we don't talk about the because the person that even did the bully is not like as if the person is a bad person, or we will now say, okay, because he's a bully, we will now throw him into the
let me hear YK's initial thoughts. I actually thought we were going to talk about the videos first, you know, what we felt when we saw that, but YK.
There are several videos that I've watched, and it's the same school. Another thing I noticed, because I listened to Nifemi's program as well yesterday, is the same room that the bully
happens.
Yes.
The torture happens. The bullying will start long before they take you to the torture room.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
So, for me, I would hold the school culpable.
Yes.
Definitely, because you cannot say you do not know that this happens in your school. There are some nasty things written on the walls of that same class. There are no chairs in the class. So,
breeding ground.
The school turns a blind eye to what is happening. Now, children, you see, it's the same thing. An abused child grows up and abuses another child.
Yes, true.
The same way and I'm talking physical abuse, sexual abuse. It's a vicious circle.
Yes.
Now, these boys were probably bullied when they were
juniors.
And are now, because I agree with you, they are now meting out the same punishment to their own juniors. What has the school been looking at?
John.
What has the school been looking at? Say it is until a child dies before their eye will clear. So because I heard that they want to prosecute the kids. I'm not saying don't prosecute them. But while they are prosecuting the children, you see the principal, the teachers, all of them should be under investigation. Why are you allowing this to happen in your school? That means you are not attentive.
Yeah.
You know, and in the case of your daughter's school, I would have prosecuted the school.
Okay.
I not just take my daughter out. I would have because it's my money.
Why can let me interrupt you, please? We need to interrupt the show for a bit for a developing story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu are right now departing Abuja for a historic state visit to the United Kingdom. The visit comes at the invitation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla and marks the first time in decades that a Nigerian leader is undertaking such a state visit. President Tinubu is also set to become the first Nigerian president to be officially received by the British monarch at Windsor Castle. We'll bring you more updates as this trip unfolds on all our TVC communication platforms. YK, please.
Yes. So, so while they are doing their investigation, please investigate the people that are allowing it to happen, the adults in the building that are allowing this to happen.
Thank you.
Allowing this to happen.
Thank you.
Because they cannot say they do not know.
It's not possible.
Now, the people that posted it, and the boy was recording it. So
yes,
he was recording. He was proud of it. Now, took the phone. Is somebody that recorded it that posted it because maybe it has reached here from them.
Okay, so you don't think that he meant to post it? Because I thought it was a situation of I did it, we're bragging and we're posting to show how
possible.
It's possible, but I felt that it was someone else. Because if you know, in the background there was someone begging for him. That's the first video
I saw that. I heard that as well.
So now there are other videos that people have recorded. That's why they are all coming out now.
Okay.
Do you understand?
That makes sense.
Many have come out now. Like 3, 4 I've seen. Have come out. So people have been recording and expulsion. Fantastic.
Yes, I think that's a very good. That's a good first step.
Yes.
But as you said, there are just so many other things that needs to be done to investigate this
By the
matter.
time
But let's go.
They will expel her from the school.
I've heard like our initial conversation, but some of the things that I saw under the post, the comments I saw under the post, I saw a lot of people blaming parents for not teaching their children how to defend themselves or fight for themselves. That was a conversation I had quite a bit. Some people thought, how dare you say that the victim has to defend themselves? Some people say, yes, you to teach your child to be strong, teach your child to have self-esteem because you're not playing your part. How do you see that conversation? Because many Nigerians seem to have that mindset.
Yes, I used to have that mindset before, but there was a video we saw when the girl was being beaten and then she retaliated, and as she retaliated with anger, the person fell and we felt the person had died. She hit it. We talked about it on the show. I now went back and I told myself, Mbao, I think this teaching my child to be able to defend themselves is not like the right thing to do, right? Because in defending yourself, you may now end up killing, mistakenly, and then the court will not ask you that you're defending yourself. Manslaughter is manslaughter. Is there a better way we can do this? So first of all, for me, I know that the first thing is when your child is going out there, we're going to hold you as a parent responsible for how your child decides to behave, right? But if I've taken my child out of my home and I put my child in a boarding school and I see my child like once in 3 months at the end of the term and all of that, it is you who have handed my child over to that has the first responsibility of observation. A teacher's first responsibility is to observe. I'm a qualified professional teacher. I have my certifications, and I worked for 5 years as a classroom teacher. The first thing you learn is observation. So if I notice that this particular child is troublesome, is beating people, is fighting, the first thing I do is to have a meeting. I call the parents. We have observed that your child is like this. Okay. My pain in the whole matter is that there's a designated classroom where this is happening, and for hours it can happen without anybody even passing to say what's going on here. Like they abandon that place, and those kids, and I'm asking myself, hold on please, I'm asking myself, what time do they have? Because I know secondary school curriculum is heavy. I have children in secondary school. They hardly have time to even rest because they're constantly doing from one homework to another, from one project to another. So at what time did they have to take out a few hours to go and bully somebody and nobody saw it? So the first responsibility is on the teachers. Then can I talk about the expulsion? Because
before you get into the expulsion, just so that we have a conversation. When you're talking about time, and I was just remembering being in secondary school, there were times that we're on our own for quite a bit, especially at the weekends. If you're a boarding school, at the weekends you'll be on your own for quite a bit.
But they have uniforms on.
Yes.
Well, it's not a weekend.
No, I'm just saying that there are times that if you're in secondary school as a student, you have that free time to move around and do your thing without teachers right on you. During school hours, you find lots of teachers. After school hours, you find designated teachers to just keep an eye, generally. That's why we have prefects. Those prefects are also supposed to help teachers keep an eye. So I'm just saying that there are many opportunities for bullies to carry out this over a long period of time without it getting to the attention of the teachers. So are we saying now that in schools we should just have teachers lined up everywhere 24/7? What are we saying here? Is it more about the teacher standing at every junction to make sure that children are not misbehaving? Or is this about teaching children, how to behave and behave with each other? I'm asking this because we also have parents, like I said earlier, that are asking, why didn't you teach your children self-esteem? So it looks like there are different people that are being blamed. So is the teacher? Is the parent? Whose fault is it really when we look at it?
Okay, so you see, first of all, I used to ask myself that, okay, what about the people especially the person that's taking the video or everybody around, this bully, but the person doing the bully, they've worked on the person's psychic, the person is bullying the psychological whatever of the child, everything of the child. So the first thing, the child doesn't think that he should retaliate. The first thing is the person will just, because the bully is like a leader, like the headmaster, like he's the
capone of the group.
Exactly. So everybody is loyal to him. So as he's doing that, everybody is trying as much as possible to just be on their own. To make sure that,
yes. Let me take this call from Adeswa. Good morning, Adeswa from Ogba. Good morning, Adeswa.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, this is Zita calling from Oba.
Okay.
Thank you very much for this program. I'm really enjoying it. This thing happened at Oba, at Penslema, that bridge up here. A student came there because of bullying. That student fell from there, wanted to commit suicide. At that Penslema over there.
Okay.
So nobody, even though those sectors need to pass, nobody need to help this boy. Until you have to carry this boy, you are three women that carry this boy to general hospital. They rejected the boy. So now started looking for this boy's school. Before we now get the boy's school, I don't want to mention the boy's school. Okay. When they took the boy to the hospital, later I have to find out that it's bullying that made the boy to jump, 50-year-old boy.
Look at that.
To jump from the bridge, want to commit suicide.
Look at that.
It's bad.
Thank you, Rita, for calling. So it just shows us how fast, how widespread this bullying is.
Yeah. So I was still saying, when it happened, I was still trying to make her, I was trying to tell, equip her and tell her that, okay, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. She was doing it, but it wasn't working because the group, they're so strong and it's more than half of the class. Maybe they are just 10 in the class. About 8 of them are already in the group. And the other 2, she just can't see that, she can't see them, she can't be friends with them somehow or something like that. But she needed to be in that, that same group with them and everything. So I sat down and I looked at it. I was trying, this thing that they'll say, oh, fight them, do this, do that. It's not everybody that can fight, that can do this fight. So at the end of the day, I now told her that, okay, if you cannot do this, I had to now
What
take a
does
drastic
self-esteem look like in a child? What would that look like?
Okay, so she'll be quiet.
I don't know about what it looks like, but I know that when a child is miserable in school, it shows.
Yes.
The child is very reluctant to wake up in the morning to go to school. The child is not happy in himself or herself. So all those signs, if you look out for those signs. When my daughter was in secondary school, she was in this school. She had gone from primary school, where she was very happy, to the secondary school of that same school. And there were only 4 girls in the class. So she was friends with one and the other 2. Now, her own friend now left the school. She was miserable. I noticed that she was miserable. I didn't think twice.
Yeah.
I moved her. Because it's in secondary school that your friends for life. That's when you get your friends for life in secondary school. So I moved her quickly. And those are still her friends till today. I mean, when I moved her
to a new school,
to a new school where they were, to an all-girls school, where there were more girls, those are still her friends till today.
Yeah.
Do you understand? In primary school, I remember I was bullied in primary school. And I'm telling you, it was a very miserable time for me. And we were bullied. It was my brother, my sister, and I. Maybe that's why we ended up very, very close. Because my father was a musician, and he was in America. And, there were all these rumors around the whole country that, he was in jail, and all kinds of nonsense. So they used to bully us, and we were miserable. We were totally miserable. Till after some time, my mother couldn't even afford the school fees, so we started staying at home, But I remember that school, and it was the most miserable time of my life.
And you still remember how
miserable
you were while you were there. BC, when we say that a child has to have self-esteem in the face of a bully or a group of people that are bullying you, what would that look like in a child that has self-esteem?
The first thing is to go and report to the authorities.
Okay.
Because when bullying happens, they always rely on using fear as a tool. They tell you, if you tell anybody we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So they keep you so afraid that you're not able to communicate what you're going through. But a child who has self-esteem, who knows that whatever happens, my parents will stand for me, would first of all, because when you are training your children to have that self-esteem, the first confidence you give them is that I am behind you. No matter what, have a conversation with me, tell me. The second thing is be bold enough to report and insist that they call your parents immediately. I tell my children that. Make sure that you stand there till they call your parents immediately. If, for instance, you've reported first time, you've reported second time, and they're not answering you, because I've seen that happen where a child goes to report and then they are not answering. They say, don't worry, we'll handle it. Don't worry, we'll handle it. And that is still happening. So I always insist, tell them today I want to. So it takes a child who is very bold and confident to insist in the principal's office, I'm not living here until you call my mommy or my daddy. So we need to have, first of all, have a close relationship with our own children to the point that they know that whatever happens, mommy or daddy is behind me, and instilling the right values in them as well. So you're not the one who is going to beat people up and you feel I'm confident, you are confident enough that I'll come and fight for you. You are the one that if you receive it, you will find a way to report it. They will get me involved, and then we can handle it.
So I like that we went there, because some people will see a child being beaten and just assume that that child doesn't have self-esteem. What if your child has self-esteem, but what you are watching is that child right in the midst of being bullied? But we have a call, Wasimi from Abuja. Good morning, Wasimi.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone of you in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, so this is my take. If we complain, if we blame the teachers and the parents, and the children are hearing us complaining about the teachers and the parents as against their evil behaviors, these children will continue what they are doing. Children are wicked. Have we not heard of children that have killed their schoolmates in the name of seniority? Look, the children should be taught, apart from the self-esteem, they should be able to stand up for themselves. If the boy they killed few years ago,
and I think in Kaduna that was killed by his seniors. If he was able to stand up for himself, he didn't have died.
Can I ask you this question?
Yeah, please.
When they gang up against you, like there are 3-4 people beating you, how do you want to stand up for yourself?
Exactly.
Okay, yes, except for a gang up. But this video we have now, it's not 2 against 1 or 3 against 1. Those children, and you know that if those children were able to stand up for themselves, look, they will fight their way out of that place.
Thank you.
These children must be brought to book. Okay. Because if we say it's the fault of the parents or the fault of the teachers that cannot be there from morning till night to day, they will not relax and continue these evil behaviors. They should be treated like the character they have brought forth. Imagine the students growing up like this with this evil character, and their parents are being blamed, or their teachers are being blamed, or elders around them are being blamed. Imagine these children growing up. Just imagine.
Yeah.
These are people we have in the society that you can't trust children around them. Yeah. You can't even trust parents. They will beat up their parents. These children you are looking at. It's not just their juniors will be beat. Even their elders, they will beat them if they are not brought to book.
Thank you, Wasimi. Yeah, thank you for your contribution. Waki wanted to jump in when she was making some statements.
Yes. I wanted to say the video. It
was a gang up.
It was a gang up. There was more than one child there beating that boy, and I mean, they were filming. Yeah. They were even filming. You know, so obviously there was more. If that boy had tried to retaliate, the beating he would have collected. Maybe he would not be here to tell the story. So when we are saying retaliate, be careful what you are advising your children to do. You know, the best thing is to report, so that when you are reported, if action is not taken, then we know which way we're going. And I agree that they should be prosecuted. Yeah. There's juvenile court. Yeah. So that it will deter the remaining coming behind. Yeah. Because obviously in that Igbinedion, from all the videos I've seen, it's even a normal thing. Yeah. See that one that they told him to just do like this. If you go and bang somebody on the head and you just collapse, they don't even know the gravity of what they're doing, that you can kill somebody by bullying. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so thank you. I have a call from Abuja. Toju from Abuja. Good morning, Toju.
Good morning. What I would like to say basically is that the school should find a way to get the parents of the students, the church, as a rule, or whatever his name is, just get the parents of the students and try to also find a way to question them and to prosecute them. They can't just do a video online and start showing that kind of character. That's very regretful. I went to Igbinedion University, and I know they don't condone indiscipline, and they don't condone this attitude of court life and everything. So I think that's what they should do. And Igbinedion Centre is supposed to be the secondary school. I think before they start admitting students, they should find a way to check their body language, check if they have any criminal records, and try to find a way to not just collect money from them, just because you want to admit them, but do a proper checkup on their character and their background too. Yeah. So that's how I see it, and because it's very embarrassing. You can't just do a video and put, and the class wasn't even, there was no furniture there, so I don't know how they have been conducting how they're conducting things in the school. So this is just my take. Thank you.
Thank you, Toji, for your contribution. You know, there's one thing I would like to talk about. I don't know if we saw the part of the video where the boy, we were told that he had been suspended or expelled, and he was being taken out of the school. And it looked like he didn't care. He had this attitude about him. Yeah. So the steps to take, we have talked about prosecution. What steps should you really take? Some people have said that it's a suspension, they are meant to come back. So what are the right steps to take going forward? Who would like to go?
Okay, so yeah, I like the fact that he was being suspended, and expulsion is just the right thing to do, so that at least people will learn. But the thing about it is that when you expel, another school will take him, because most times, most of these schools, they are mostly money-making businesses. So now I'll go to the roots. That is the parents. You parents, most parents, like me now, I'm very active in my children's life. I try to know the kind of friends that they follow. So their friends, I am friends, like not really friends with them, but anytime I call my kids, I try to talk to all the other kids. How are you? What's, find out about them. And then anytime I go to pick my kids from school, when we're coming, I always make sure that I listen to everything. I want to know about their friends. Tell me everything about this friend. Tell me why you are friends with this person. Tell me why. Once I start suspecting something suspicious about one person, I now start, psychologically try as much as possible to detach my child from that person. You understand? I start saying some things like, oh, look at this guy now. Do you think he has this kind of behavior of his is appropriate? Start looking for how to detach yourself from him. And
I get you, but Waike had been talking about prosecution. So is it the school that will prosecute? Is it the parents of the victim that will prosecute? That's what I would like to know. But let's take a call from Alex from Port Harcourt. Good morning, Alex.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Auntie Dixie, everybody in the house. Auntie Dixie,
it's again.
You're going to see.
Oh.
You're going to see. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, a quick one. Like yesterday, when I was watching it on telly, I was actually watching it with my kids. And I told them, see, nobody, number one, person is no good. But nobody has any right to bully you. If they are more than two or three, if they are more than one, come one person, bite out the person's ear in defending yourself. First, you need to learn how to defend yourself and look for a way of escape. And walk to your teachers. Make your complaints and all that. That's why I don't really like getting schools. But for these guys who have done this, I don't think expulsion is okay. It's not. Because in as much as we are blaming their parents, but I don't even want to blame the parents 100%. Because sometimes that is also a factor. You see parents that are well...
What's a factor? Sorry, Alex, what did you say is also a factor?
And their peer group,
peer groups, okay.
Meet in school, yeah. You see a parent who has tried to train their kids. They're giving them good morals. They talk to them, but when you go outside, they mix with this kind of, and somehow it's difficult for them to, differentiate between good or bad or something. When they've gotten to that teenager age, they want to explore. They want to, and couple the truth.
Thank you, Alex.
Couple the truth. Okay, couple the truth they think the seniors in school do. That training given to them by the parents. So if as much as
you're breaking up.
Parents 100% because we don't know how they're bringing up work. I really don't want to blame I blame the teachers. But the students who have committed this crime, who have the mind, they have to do this. They should be punished for it. Expulsion is not just enough. They should be punished for it so that they will have this they will take this responsibility.
What kind of punishment do you think will be best for children like this?
Because they're adults. I'm sure they are both 18 years. So
most of them may be younger. Okay.
Younger ones, they have the smaller
juvenile,
whatever. I don't know what to say. But they should be punished for it. So that.
Thank you, Alex. So, Alex is saying expulsion is not enough. Just like you, YK, where you're talking about proper taking them to court and let them go through that. And when we say that, where's the part of, I was thinking, what's the part of rehabilitating a child? Leaving them in the school, I know this may sound on, but leaving them in the school, making them serve some kind of punishment, diminishing their authority or whatever power they have while still being in the school, wouldn't that have a better impact so that the core bullies, we see what can happen to you, or is that just such a difficult scenario?
I hear you. I hear you. Sounds like a good plan, except it depends on how powerful
the person is.
Those children are. If they are very powerful, they will they will start again. You haven't punished them enough.
Yeah.
And as you can see that, for me, I think, I might be wrong, the teachers are not really on top of their game. They will, if you leave them in the school, they will start again, they will continue. You know, they will, in fact, they will develop more power. And power corrupts, we all know.
Yeah.
So, and I want to link this because people will always say I'm always linking it to Nigerian politicians. But that bullying is what happens in Nigeria too. The Nigerian politicians, they bully us. Yes, now. You go and offend the Nigerian politician. I will tell you who I am. Who are you? I will, before you know, a police have come and collected you, locked you, just because you have a disagreement.
Yes.
So that bullying, they've carried it from. So that is why Kuku train them now before they become politicians. Because since you say they are children of the rich, they are going to be politicians in future, and they will bully us, or they will bully our children. It's true. Well, what happened with David Umar? Is that not bullying?
Well, allegedly.
No.
Yeah.
He was there when they arrested the girl.
We talked about it. That was bullying.
It was bullying. I don't know whether the girl did anything or all that one is alleged. I said the fact that to me, it was a civil case. The way they came down on her, that was bullying. That senator that beats the Uber driver, is that not bullying? Oh, yes. Many cases of adults being bullied. YK, let me take a call. We have a call from Ola. Good morning, Ola.
Hello. Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for this nice program you came up with. You all are doing good. You are doing great.
Thank you very much.
I commend you all. My sister, Issues, all of you. You are really doing a great job. You see, one of you said earlier that what kind of punishment should this kind of bullying attract? They should be taken to a correctional center at their level, maybe a welfare correctional center. They should be in the rehabilitation center. What I watch in this video now, you see, what could happen if those guys have been restricted to they are taking their ground and they are not going? What has happened to other children in that school? Who knows? How come, you see, with bodyguards? Can you imagine? They came in convoy. All these people are not using machetes. They are not being weaponized to chase their fellow school juniors in their school. You get what I'm saying? What if we are taking it to where we need to punish people, to the theater, whatever, what you call it, they are abandoned classes. You see, what if they are restricted that they are not going? I believe there must be a threat on any side. They have refused, the punishment that have been given to some children, they have refused to see in fear. Those guys went and obeyed them. So they were in suits inside.
Yeah.
They don't even know, like you said earlier, they don't know the meaning of what they are even doing, what it could lead to. Some have died in depression in many. Okay, what will the teacher have? Those guys must have had their swollen bruises on their faces. You see?
Yeah.
When the teacher sees them, they won't be able to ask. What the teacher has asked, the school should be prosecuted.
Thank you.
Like Sister Yeni has said earlier, the school should be prosecuted. Yes, it's what to do. And they should stand as an example to others. Those students, my own take, those students should not be allowed to gain admission into any school in Nigeria, at least for 5 years, for 10 years. So that they will stand as an example to others.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's another point.
Thank you.
Waki, you're quite interested in our last caller, Mr. Ola, that suggested that said, do not allow these children to be admitted into any schools for a period of time, which I think can send quite a serious message. What do you think? Would you like to go first, or BC, would you like to jump in?
Okay. So I was about to say initially that I don't believe in just expelling the students. Because I feel that expulsion will not drive the lesson home for them. When you expel a child, the parents will not just sit idle. They will have to find another school for that particular child. And sometimes the lessons are lost along the way. The child goes on to another school. He may or may not misbehave, but you have really not driven in the lesson that you want to. I would have started with, what is the school's policy on bullying? Because I know of a school that their policy is very strong on bullying. They drum, as you are coming every year, they are drumming it in. They are listing all the punishments that you will get. As they are going for PTA meetings, they are drumming it. So when we get home, because of the fear of how they have shouted bullying, we are still, please, I must not catch you, fight anybody. So the fear has been instilled and is an ongoing conversation. So if you as a child now decide to go and bully and you are caught, the first thing is not expelling. I would have asked, is this their first time? We always assume that children at a certain age, I'm assuming now that these kids are minors because they are still in secondary school. They are minors. Their brains have not fully developed.
Maybe 13, 14. I see them.
They are in that space where there's identity, a clash. They really don't know who they are. They are still developing. Many of the things they are doing, either they've picked up from outside or from peers, or So if we focus more on punitive than corrective, we miss it.
Okay.
Many of our correctional centers, I don't know if we have for juvenile, are not really correcting nothing.
So what do you think
about They may end up going there and coming out worse. So for me, because they are still minors, the school and the parents will work hand in hand to met out correct punishment of shame. Of you will go round the school, you will sweep, you will wear color. Something happened. My son did something. They give us that uniform.
Color jacket.
He said, "Mommy, can you change my school?"
And when
I
people
said, "No."
see it,
they know that you've done
He said,
something.
"Mommy, I'm tired of this." I said, "No child of mine is changing school. You will finish there. You
because
will
you
carry
knew it
it
was for the right.
Yes.
Carry your shame
You
with
will
pride.
carry your shame with
Exactly.
pride. So that next time you will not do that."
So what do you think about what Ola said
about
not allowing them get into schools for a certain period of time?
Yeah, so in that school, when they are doing those kind of punishment, those kids are isolated. They are not going into the regular classes.
Okay.
They have their own special class. They have their own punishment. They have, so as people are passing, then they take them round. As people are passing, they are seeing them in their color, shiny color, lemon, like this, to know that, and they go through it for a time. Then they have a counselor who steps in to handle that. If your school is collecting so much money for school fees, there are certain things you must have on ground. Your standard must be top notch. The problem we have is that we collect a lot of money, but we don't put those things in place. And that where everybody's reacting now, let's send them to juvenile, let's send them to do them. I don't think that is necessary.
Let me hear from...
That's my fear with juvenile, because we know Nigeria now. Correctional center is not correctional center. You go there and become even worse. So, in fact, I agree with almost everything you said, almost everything, if not everything, because they have to shame them.
Serious shame.
So that tomorrow, and the ones coming behind, we know that this is not an acceptable thing. But I still feel that the school should be looked into.
Yes.
I still feel that there are lacks in their... Because when you give your child to a school, you are giving the you are giving them the school the responsibility of bringing up your child in the right way. And when they're not bringing up your child in the right way and they're doing this kind of thing, I would hold the school responsible.
Would you prosecute? Would you go as far as prosecuting?
The school, depending.
Okay. Depending. I mean, seeing that if that was your child.
Exactly. So, me, if it was to be my child, honestly, let's look at it. That's what I've been looking at it.
You're sitting at home, a video is sent to you.
And then you see that it's your child. So me, I'll prefer what BC said. I'll prefer that he's being punished in school. Okay. You know, give him all these this thing to do, wash toilets, cut grass, do everything.
That's if your son is the bully.
Yes.
If your son is the bully.
Yes.
The one on the ground that they were beating.
No, if the child is the bully.
Okay. She's agreeing with
you.
The bully.
So you know, if in that case, a teacher must be, he must have a teacher assigned to him, so the teacher can monitor him closely, and also even the group, the whole set of them, all of them should have each teacher monitor them, so that
the teacher also has to go and teach. I mean, we have to
now. They have to be. We have to. We can't stop. Sorry.
No. What I'm saying is, we may have to just employ people that just watch students. Because if we look at, I have a friend as a teacher, and I know how overwhelming she says it is.
It is.
Apart from the academic work you have to do, you have to also
But
do
this one is a special case.
But no,
this one
I understand. We're all here at this table trying to find a resolution, and
but
I'm just pointing out holes in some things, just so that if we can think better about it.
Okay, so let me finish. Sorry, Auntie. So let me finish. So another thing is he can continue with his education, because I don't think stopping him is the right thing to do. He can continue his education, but if he's in the class, he's going to be isolated.
Yes.
You put him maybe at the back of the class or something, and then he's on his own.
And
then when he finishes, when he finishes, he goes to
reports to his
house master, and then they go and he starts his house chores.
Okay.
So they should punish him very well in the school, because if you expel him, of course, me, I'll take him. If he comes to sit down in the house, I won't want him to sit down inside the house. I'll take him to another school. I'll take him to another school.
Out of time. I was going to say that sometimes when you leave a bully or a person who is misbehaving in its environment, that you've put him in a uniform does not stop his power. His goons are still watching and saying, so this is what you have caused my master to do.
No, they are
so that's why sometimes, no, don't say that. That's why sometimes you take away that person from that environment, because that environment already sees him. He already has a reputation in that environment. So those are some of the things that, I feel we should look at when we're punishing some students. If it's a notorious bully, they may have to be expelled. Okay. If it's a notorious bully, I love the idea of someone who probably, maybe if this is your second school and you still have that sort of situation, then let that child be at home for a few years and then come back into school.
I believe
again.
the bully is not the behavior. The child is not the behavior.
Okay.
If we can find the root cause of the behavior, they're still within where we can correct.
Yes. Okay.
It's when they become adults like us now that it's difficult to correct. That we can say, just take this person out of the space. But as children, there's still that fear in them that you can find a place to harness and correct what you can.
So what's going to happen to all the other kids that were around? So not everyone, not just witnesses. Some of them were there just to watch Oga Bully do the bullying. There were some people that took videos, some people that were just looking, didn't say anything. What do we do with those?
All of them will be
those
punished.
Ones will be punished.
They have their degrees of punishment that will be meted.
Yes.
For you to be there, you did not report, you are a part of it. You are culpable.
So what degree of?
It depends on the school and
they
what
all
they agree with. We don't have time to go.
They should separate that group. They should dissolve
schools, because you are saying the teachers are overworked. It's not only the teachers that you live in the schools. Now you have to have counselors, you have to have the people that are checking the students.
Even the teachers take turns. You finish your session, you monitor for 1 hour.
You can't be taking big school fees and then you're not doing the right thing.
The aim is to make sure.
What if you're in school where you're not taking big
my
school
child
fees?
without teeth because he was bullied?
What if you are not taking big school fees?
And they maybe they fail to remove their teeth now.
Who will pay for the teeth?
The most important thing is they should make sure they dissolve that group. That group cannot exist. Since at the end of the day, that group they are bullying people, so that group must not exist. So everybody they have
that will be punishment while in school.
And then also having maybe there should be therapy too. They should be talking to them. Yes, they should be talking to them, and they should separate.
The bullied ones need therapy.
Let me even say what I would like. If they keep you in the school, I would say that every morning you go and greet the person you bully.
Yes, it's part of
and
it.
even wash his uniform.
Yes,
take his bag to school.
Wash their toilet. Carry his bag. Exactly.
Anyway, thank you so much, ladies. Another, enlightening conversation that we had today. Our viewers, hope you learned as much as we did today. And we can't wait for you to join us tomorrow for another spectacular episode. Bye for now.